What is going on, you guys? Welcome back to another video. In today's video, we're going to be going over the best marketing strategy for accounting firms in 2026. Now, this is going to apply whether you're a CPA firm, a bookkeeping firm, or just a general accounting firm, and you want to grow with your marketing. So a lot of people have been asking if they should hire an agency. How much should they charge for an agency? What should they look for in an agency? Should they do it themselves? Should they build an in-person marketing department inside their actual firm? These are all questions that I had myself. Now, in this video, we're going to break down exactly what I would do and exactly what you should do, okay? So we're going to jump in here. The best marketing strategy for accounting firms in 2026, okay? And here it is. It's to do it yourself, okay? And here is exactly why. So you know your market and you know your customer better than anyone else. You speak to them every single day. You know all of their pain points. You know exactly what triggers them and what doesn't. And the reason why this is so important is because when you're creating ads, when you're creating your VSL, sorry, excuse me, geez, throat just went dry there. When you're creating ads, the VSL, your copy, your email nurture sequence, everything like that, if you know how to create that and do all of that, you are going to create the best ones over any marketing agency, any freelancer or subcontractor, anything that you are going to know exactly what to do, what to say, and how to say it, because you are the actual accountant. You are the actual bookkeeper. You know exactly what triggers them. For me, when I say audit, I know for a fact the word audit, it triggers a lot of my clients because I'm from Canada. Okay, so we have the CRA. If you're from the US, it's the IRS. But in Canada, the CRA, they do a lot of audits. So when I say audit, a lot of people start paying attention. They start listening. It grabs their attention right now. And I know that for a fact because when I'm doing meetings with current clients and I bring up the word audit, everyone starts listening. Now, if I were to hire like a regular agency, they naturally wouldn't know that. Before I dive into this one, a lot of people say that they want to hire an agency simply because they don't know how to run ads. They don't know how to do it. Oh, I'd rather just hire someone else to do it. I would rather get an agency just to set up all my Facebook ads and run them every single month and blah, 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 blah. If this was like 2012, 100% agree. Okay. Facebook, the interface was not very friendly and it was kind of confusing to set everything up back then. But now in 2026, that excuse no longer exists. And the reason why is because Facebook and Instagram, so Meta, they want you to win and they want you to succeed, because the more that you win and the more that you succeed, the more money that you spend with them. I'm the exact same way. When I spend on a marketing campaign and I'm getting booked calls, I'm closing deals, I'm pumping money into those ads. Okay. I'm increasing that ad spend probably by 1.5x or maybe even 2x. And I'm spending more money with them. So if they want me to continue spending money with them, they better make it stupidly easy to make money with them. And that's exactly what they do. Okay. It might look hard to learn how to set up a campaign, how to deal with your ad sets and your individual specific ads, but I can guarantee you, once you learn it, and it is very easy to learn, once you learn it, you're going to be so glad that you did. Okay, so we're going to move on to the next one. Now, before I get into this next point here, I'm not saying don't hire agency or maybe build out an in-person department. I'm going to explain what I mean here. So even if you don't want to do it yourself, at least you know how to do it. You know the basics and you know where to go when you hire someone or when you hire an actual agency. You're not going to get burned and you know what to watch out for. You know exactly what to ask. And once you find someone that actually works for like your actual firm, you're going to appreciate that actual service so much more. Okay. And to go into a bit more detail, what I mean by that is if you don't learn how to set up and run your own ads, some 18-year-old kid could take a basic Facebook ads course and then he could come in contact with you and sell you on Facebook ads when he doesn't even, he's got the same knowledge as you, which is really nothing. Okay. And now you're paying him a monthly retainer plus a setup fee when he's still learning, or she, whatever. Now, there's nothing wrong with that, but if you had taken the time to learn it yourself, then you wouldn't have to waste that money. You would know exactly what to watch out for. Like, I've looked at a couple different agencies. I get probably 3 DMs every single day of agencies pitching me services. And usually I ignore them, but this one I did respond to. And I was like, look, this offer is very compelling. I got a quick question. What would you do if we ran ads at $200 a day and I was getting a bunch of leads, but I wasn't actually closing deals? Now, what they responded with was we would set up a brand new campaign. That instantly tells me wrong. Okay. If you are getting booked calls and you are not closing deals, we're going to assume that the prospects are somewhat qualified. Not everyone's going to be 100% qualified, but you're going to get some qualified people. When I see that, that's a sales issue. Okay. So that's an issue on sales because the calendar is getting booked and nothing's happening. You're spending $200 a day. You are getting a shit ton of leads, but no actual deals. That's a sales problem. Okay. Now, if I never set up ads myself, if I never learned how to actually do this, I would have never known. What's the difference of when someone tells me, oh, it's a sales problem, oh, it's a campaign problem, when I don't even know what the problem is? That is a prime example as to why you need to learn this. Because like I said, even if you don't end up running it 100% yourself, if you do go to hire someone and get an agency in, at least now you know what to watch out for. You would know how to tell if they're bullshit or if they can actually deliver on what they want. And like I said, you're going to value it so much more because if you're paying, say, $3,000 a month for an agency service and you've never run Facebook ads, it's so quick and it's so easy to be like, hey, I paid you $3,000. How come I don't have 12 grand now? And it's like, okay, well, once you learn this, you will then learn that that's actually not how ads work. And you're going to appreciate that service a lot more. Okay. So we're going to move on to the next one here. We're accountants. We love doing math. Let me get this out of the way here. Actually, I'm going to delete this. Delete. Okay. So let's do the math. An agency charges you $7,000 for a setup fee, because that's usually what a setup fee charges. Ongoing, I've seen them range from anywhere from $2,000 to $4,000 a month, give or take. So I would say your safe bet is, let's just call it $3,000 a month. Okay. So you got $7,000 for a setup fee. You got $3,000 a month. So now we're at $10,000 in the first month. And ad spend, usually recommended amount is $100 a day. If an agency comes to you saying that we can get away with $10 a day ads or $50 a day ads, do not go with them because they are just trying to sell. They're just trying to sell you something. They're just trying to get you onboarded as a client. So your total investment is roughly $10,000 now. I've got 7 here just because I'm only counting the fee. Or I guess I got 6 for the $3,000 a month and your $3,000 in ad spend. Now, if your average client value is $4,000, you need to get a turn. Like you need to start closing deals right now. And as I've said in my other videos, there's a sales cycle to it. Paid ads is not like you run a paid ad on Monday and you have cash in your bank on Tuesday. Okay, that's not how paid ads work. So you better get sales and you better get a decent return, because if you don't, let's say, I'm going to move this here. Let's say if you don't, okay? Now let's say if you, what would be an average? I would say 5 months. Let's say if you stayed with them for 5 months. So $6,000 times 5 months, we're at $30,000 for the 5 months plus the $7,000 setup fee. We're at $37,000. I'm going to round this up to 40,000 because if you're running paid ads, you're going to have some type of software cost, whether that's HighRose, like an ad tracker, or if you have Go High Level, which is like a CRM just to manage all of your leads, you're going to have some type of software. Please don't run that inside of Excel. Okay, you might be a CPA, you might know how to use Excel really good for your tax work, but don't do it for this. Okay, so if you spent $40,000 and your average client is worth 4,000, that's 10 deals in 5 months. That is 100% doable. In fact, I'm thinking to myself, that's quite easy. But if you're going to spend $40,000, that is not guaranteed, and there is so much you could. If your only goal is 10 clients, I can guarantee you will get 10 clients without spending $40,000, because what that comes out to is $10,000 a client. Okay, or cost per acquisition, or cost per client, cost per acquisition, cost per client, whatever. It's the exact same thing. Okay, I can guarantee you, if you are willing to spend $10,000 to acquire a single client, there are a lot of better ways that you could do this. Did that exact same setup, scrap the setup fee and scrap the ongoing fee. You only have your ad cost and your software. So let's say in that same amount, you run ads at $3,000 a month for 5 months. You got $15,000 in ad spend, $3,000 for software, $18,000, and you got your 10 clients. So your cost per acquisition, I'm going to say cost per client because we are accountants. We go by clients, not acquisition. Cost per client is $1,800. Whoops, $1,800. And at least you know what you're doing too. Like, one other downside with this is if you continue to run this model, anytime that you ever want to launch a new offer or a new service, you got to pay them to set up that new campaign, that setup. You got to pay them that setup for the funnel, for the campaign, for the email nurture, et cetera, et cetera. So in today's world, you need to learn how to do it yourself, especially with Meta ads and Google ads. I do have experience with Google ads, but I would say 80% of my experience is in Meta ads. That's the one that I like. So hopefully this has convinced you to take the time to learn how to do Meta ads yourself. It is super easy. I can guarantee you, if you spent just 10 hours, and even then 10 hours it's a bit much, okay? You don't need 10 hours, but I'm going to give you 10 hours. Let's say a Saturday and Sunday, 5 hours each day. I can guarantee you, if you spent that time, you would learn Facebook ads perfectly. You would learn everything that you have to do, how to create the ad, what a good hook is, what's good copy on a VSL plus a landing page, what should you actually put inside of your email nurture sequence to nurture all of your leads that you get. I can guarantee you will learn all of that within 10 hours. If you do want to learn how to build your own offer and launch your own offer with Meta ads, I can work with you one-on-one and I'll show you exactly how to do it. If that sounds interesting, go ahead and click the link down below and we'll see if we're a good fit. With that said, I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.